the boring truth about building muscle. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Right now, we are sitting at 4:02 a.m. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Eric, and basically, I have been training for 10 years. I used to be super skinny, and now I've built up a decent amount of muscle and what I would think is a decent physique. And now all my goal is to take all that complexity, all that trial and error, all the lessons I've learned, and condense them down into just like simple information for you guys. So really all that summed up, my goal with my channel is just to simplify fitness and nutrition. But right now I'm sitting in the parking lot drinking some caffeine, and then we're going to jump into this morning's push workout. So the title of this video is going to be something about building muscle is boring, like here's the truth. And I'm going to touch on this in this voiceover, but basically, if you are watching this right now and you are not at the physique you want, and it's like realistic, like obviously I'm not talking about you wanting to look like Ronnie Coleman or Arnold in his prime. I'm talking about like you're just wanting to get lean, you're wanting to see your abs, you're wanting your shoulders to pop, maybe your upper chest to grow. You're wanting to look like you lift and you don't. So maybe you're fat right now, you need to lose weight, or you're really skinny and you're struggling to put on muscle. This video is going to be extremely valuable for you because, like I said, I used to be a skinny guy who went through all this pain of not knowing what to do, of all the overcomplication and all the noise out there, and experimenting with so many different programs that I've distilled this down. So if you just listen to what I'm going to share in this video and then you implement it, it will work for you. But you just got to give time. A lot of people are just impatient when it comes to fitness, and they jump from program to program. They're constantly switching things, and they're overthinking it, and they're overthinking variations and all these different things. And with me trying to grow a YouTube channel, I've actually learned a lot of lessons that like correlate with what I teach on fitness. Like, to be honest with you guys, I consume like 0% of fitness content. I just don't care. Like, I've done it for so long, or I've watched so much for so long, and I've learned so much, is like I'm kind of in my own lane and just on like autopilot with fitness. So I don't really consume many other creators. Like sometimes I might watch, something, but very, very rarely. What I do consume though is a lot of like business content. So I'm researching a lot of stuff for like YouTube and like how to make my channel better, how to improve the quality, the audio, and all of these things. And it made me really think about what I share in my videos. I always tell you guys, like, if you're new to the gym and you're still learning the fundamentals, pick a proven program and stick to it. I've said that so many times. And then I started thinking, I'm like, I'm kind of contradicting myself, because when I'm consuming all this business content, I'm listening to 5 different YouTube channels, or maybe even more than that. I've got all these videos saved in playlists and stuff I'm going to like go back and watch. And it made me think, I'm like, this is what a lot of people do who are new to fitness, is like, you guys are watching my channel, but you probably watch 7 other channels. And guess what? Everyone has a different path. Like, I've said this so many times, but like, you can follow many programs that build muscle. It's just all about your goal. It's just like getting to a destination. You can get to a destination taking a bike, a skateboard, a car, a plane. Like, at the end of the day, they're all going to get you there, just at different speeds. So you have 10 different influencers telling you different things to do. I'm saying do incline bench. The next person saying incline bench is bad for your shoulders, or it's whatever they come up with. Or like, I saw a video pop up the other day that said barbell bench press doesn't build your chest, or it's dangerous. And I'm just like, dude, people have been doing that for 100 years now, and they've gotten great results. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, the way that I teach fitness is very simple. It actually can become boring, but boring works. And when you're listening to all these different people, it's almost like you have 10 puzzles with all different pieces, and you're trying to piece it together and like create this puzzle that wasn't ever meant to be created. And so what I've done is I've came across something else that talks about the one source rule. So it's basically find the person that you believe in, or you trust, or gives out good information, unsubscribe from the rest, just unfollow them, whatever the social media. It's like, just pick one person and follow them. And this isn't some type of like voodoo like sales trick I'm trying to do to like get you guys to just follow my channel. It's like, if you like my content, cool. If not, like, it's okay. What I'm trying to say though is, like, the more people you follow, the more noise, the more you're going to overthink, the more you're going to be like, Eric said to train 3 days, but this dude's really jacked too, and he said 6 days, and then he does abs on these days, and but Eric has abs and he doesn't really promote ab training, and it like your brain just like you just get overwhelmed and your brain can't process it. So what I recommend for you is, especially if you're new and you don't have gains, it's like pick someone to follow their program, do it for a year, shut your brain off, and then look back and you're going to see results. And then once you've built your fundamentals and you've built the base up and you feel confident, that's when you can start kind of playing around with rep ranges and exercises and whatever else. But don't think you're like smarter than you are when you get into this. Like, I've been doing it for 10 years. Like, I can shortcut your results. You just got to listen and implement what I'm you sharing in this video. So I'm going to finish this pre-workout. I don't want this video to draw out to be like 45 minutes. A lot of these videos I've been uploading are super long, where I just get into these rants. But if you guys enjoy it, just let me know and I'll keep doing them. But I'm trying to like keep it more concise, especially for new people that don't have a lot of time. It's like trying to just give you guys the nuggets. But we're going to jump into the workout. I'm going to do a voiceover. I'll talk through the push workout, tell you guys a little bit about my 3-day routine, and then after this I'll probably show you guys my breakfast, and then maybe we'll like go outside to my new little talking head area and this new little setup I've got outside if it's good weather, and then we'll talk some more about other things. Maybe I'll show you guys around the house. I'm doing some projects, some landscaping, and yeah, we'll turn this into like a vlog. But anytime I make these videos, it's like I don't want to make a vlog of me just like brushing my teeth and like doing this random stuff. Like, I kind of like to tell stories like I did at the start of this video, but the goal is to like have a topic and a theme of this video. So today's theme is on building muscle is boring, but this is why sometimes boring is what you need to follow. So hope you guys enjoy it. Jumping into today's workout. So the last upload was me showing you guys a pull workout. Today we are doing push. So if you guys are wondering how exactly I train, maybe this is your first video you've watched, I train 3 days a week. So right now I'm doing a push legs pull split. And the reason that I'm doing this is because over the last 10 years, like I've already mentioned, I've tried every program. And what I've realized, when you are lifting naturally, no TRT, no steroids, the more that you train, the more chances of developing overuse injuries, your joints, just feeling beat up on a day-to-day basis. That's what would happen when I would do these extremely high volume routines and train 6 to 7 days a week. So through trial and error, through a lot of failure, through a lot of experimentation, I found that 3 to 4 days a week max is, how I found the best way to train. So I train 4 days whenever my life is kind of on cruise. But right now, where I've moved into a new house and my job's really demanding and I've just got a lot of things going on in life, I scale it back to 3 days. But the main principles of my training, if you want to follow a similar system, is you must train hard, you must train to failure or very, very close to failure. I pick 3 to 4 main movements, and that's what you're going to see here. I did incline bench for a 1 rep training max, which I'll talk about here in a second. I also did incline dumbbell bench press and then incline flies. Normally I'll use dumbbells, but this new gym I'm at has a machine that's actually really, really nice. And then I moved on to low to high cable flies. Sometimes I'll do cable lateral raises for more shoulder work, and then I do 2 movements for triceps. But the SD card got full on the little Osmo that I use to record, so I think I only got like the first like 2 seconds of that. But with the 1 rep training max, because a lot of subscribers have asked me, specifics, or I'll get messages about how I train. The reason I start off with a training max, and this is not to be confused with an actual max, a training max is about 90 to 95% of your max. So it's heavy enough that it's going to, stimulate you, but it's not so heavy to where you need a spotter. Like you might doubt that you can lift it, but deep down, if you really push yourself, you really drive, you can get the weight up. The purpose of the 1 rep training max is to recruit all of your muscle fibers and pretty much just like get your entire system ready for the rest of the workout. So there is research behind this. I can't tell you exactly all the scientific like literature of how it works, but it essentially recruits your muscle fibers, and that heavy weight at the start of your workout, if you're training for strength and aesthetics, you're going to be strong, but then you use the rest of your workout and you're not fatigued because it's not like you did a bleeding edge max, like you didn't take it to the absolute limit. So you're kind of like primed for the rest of your workout. And then you have all your hypertrophy work to follow, which that's my favorite way to train because I want to be strong, I want to be aesthetic, and I want to be, lean. And so I get my strength by doing the 1 rep training max, and then I do the hypertrophy work after. So 2 to 3, maybe a little more if I'm really feeling good of the main movements. And then the accessories, like I said, are just triceps. So that's kind of my system. The fundamentals of training will never change. If you wanted me to simplify training in 60 seconds, it's get to the gym 3 to 4 days a week. If you're training for aesthetics, do the certain exercises that I recommend to build those muscle groups. It's, rest and recover, eat adequate protein, and progressively overload, get stronger, and then recover. You don't have to be in the gym 7 days a week doing all these crazy variations and these crazy movements. I train simply. You guys see it. Go back through my channel. Like, I've had phases where I've been much smaller than this because, like I've said in the past, I won't get into it, but just like life in general, I let my training go. And that's why I'm like on fire now with passion, is I've discovered that and kind of harnessed my passion again. And now I'm getting some of the best results ever, but my training really hasn't changed. I'm using a little bit more machines than I used to, but I'm still keeping it simple, a couple exercises, and just getting stronger. So if you follow what I just laid out and you keep it simple, you don't overthink it, and you just let consistency be the determining factor, like go to the gym, progressively lift heavier weights, do it in a moderate rep range, 8 to 12 reps, do your 1 rep training max, follow specific exercises for aesthetics, and just give it time. Stop switching programs, stop following every influencer out there is pumping something different. Just keep it simple, especially if you're just trying to look better with your shirt off, look better for your girl, look better at the beach, and just be confident. You can still get jacked. Like, I probably am going to get 99% of my gains training this way. And it's like, yeah, if I wanted to step on a bodybuilding stage and, hyper optimize my training, I probably could do things a little bit differently, but I just don't care about that, man. I just want to be strong, lean and fit for everyday life. That's what I'm training for. I want to be able to go outside and do work around the house, be strong, be able to move stuff around, be able to like run and jump. I don't want to lose that athleticism just to be like a puffed up bodybuilder. So if you resonate with this training style and you're looking for more details, and maybe you think I left a lot of stuff out, because it is simple, but there's more to it. And for me to really go into detail, the videos just, draw out because there's specifics on each day that I train and, exercises and all this stuff. But that's why I created my program, Average to Jacked. You do not have to get it if you don't want to. It's just for people who want everything packaged up in a step-by-step process. And then it also shows you the nutrition side. So lifting is the first part, but then you got to figure out nutrition, which is also very simple. So I'll dive more into this in future videos, but we're going to jump over to breakfast and show you guys what I eat. And if you're interested in my program, just check the link below. It's somewhere in the comments here in the description. All right, so for breakfast, post-workout, 99% of the time, I'm gonna be doing a superfood smoothie, but unfortunately, I'm out of protein as well as dates, so that's not gonna happen. But what we are going to eat, which this is, like I said, not an everyday thing, or 99% of the time it's a smoothie, just because I like that the smoothies kind of digest fast. They don't really weigh you down. I like to have my brain super sharp in the morning. That's where I do a lot of my work. So whenever I, finish a workout, most of the time I'll do creatine before, but other times I'll throw creatine in with the smoothie. But really it's just creatine and then the superfood smoothie. And then I'm still kind of getting hydrated from all the fruit, the liquid of the smoothie. And then it's just not like bogging me down. You know how after you eat like a huge meal, you just kind of feel weighed down and you're sluggish? This shouldn't do it, but I try not to overeat. Like when I eat meals, like
the goal is not to just be like miserable after I eat it. And I feel like that's also what kind of keeps me lean, is I never really overeat on calories. So with this meal, we're gonna be doing some chicken sausage. They are Whole Foods brand, organic, spicy Italian. The only probably negative of these is how much sodium, but if this is like the worst thing I eat today, it's okay. But this is just kind of like a quick protein snack that I'll use. And then last night, let's see, I made some beef, rice and peppers with onions, and then I still have rice here. So what I'm also gonna do though, since I don't have any leftover onions, is I will cut up half of a sweet onion and I'll go ahead and saute that with some avocado oil. So like I said, in the morning, I like to keep my breakfast simple. That way my brain's so sharp, it's not weighing me down. I pretty much train fasted other than the electrolytes and then the tablespoon of honey. I mean, that's technically not fasted, but I just don't like to eat a massive meal. I'm still able to get through my workouts. I'm still able to train hard. Maybe if I train in the evening, you know, like some people say they're stronger and then, you know, they're more replenished from like their glycogen stores and just all the food they've ate through the day. But for me, you know, I just prefer training in the morning, getting it knocked out and then move on to my work. All right, so I started to prep this meal and then I was thinking like, maybe none of you guys have ever really cooked before. Maybe you're just getting into learning how to cook for yourself. Maybe the only thing you've ever used is like a microwave. What I basically do is, once again, these are sweet onions. Just cut them in half because I'm probably gonna eat maybe most of it. If there's any left, I'll just put it in the fridge. But I just cut it in half and then literally, I'm not like Gordon Ramsay or anything. I'm not a chef, so I'll probably do this way harder than it needs to be. But sometimes you just gotta do things in life, man, without overthinking it. So I just dice the onions up and then you guys should be able to see the stainless. So I do not cook with Teflon. I haven't talked about this much on the channel. I mean, I kind of have with as far as my outlooks on food and health in general, but I'm someone who's really like working to be eating as clean and natural as possible the way that God intended for us. So I always say like not to get into like conspiracies or anything, but the world is definitely, or the powers that be are definitely against us as far as our health. You know, alcohol is promoted, cigarettes are promoted, the worst foods in the world are promoted, ultra processed foods, added sugars, like everything that is like marketed and promoted to us really is meant to like destroy you. Like it destroys your health. And then you look like you're crazy whenever you're like worried about what's in your water. So I have an AquaTrue reverse osmosis water filter. You know, I cook with certain material. I eat mostly organic foods, and most people will look at you like you're an alien or you're crazy. But you have to understand that there are people who benefit and they profit off of sickness. And like I said, I'm not trying to get all conspiracies, but it's factual. Like there's tons of research on, you know, ultra processed foods and what we're feeding our kids in schools, what people are eating in hospitals that are sick. It's like food is a big reason why people do not feel good. And so if you can get your food to just be like simple, whole, nutrient dense food. So like this meal, it's like the chicken sausage. Yes, it's kind of processed, but if you look at the ingredients, they're all simple ingredients. They're nothing like man-made, nothing artificial. It's like if you can get your diet to where you're eating simple, whole foods, you know, fruits, vegetables, you know, almond butters or nuts and seeds, and as far as protein, grass-fed or free-range, you know, if you're eating eggs, free-range eggs, grass-fed beef, free-range chicken. Think about what you're putting in this body, because this is the only body you will ever get. So once again, people think you're crazy when you don't want to cook with certain cookware, because research is coming out that like it destroys your hormones, it destroys your health. There's so many things that you might be doing on a day-to-day basis that you don't think about and could be impacting your mental health, your brain function, your anxiety, your depression, all these things. So it's like, just, you know, open your mind, be aware, and start kind of thinking through things like the plastics that you're using. There's so much research coming out on the dangers of microplastics. So what I do is I save like pickle jars or glass jars. And yeah, they might not be the coolest looking thing in the kitchen or whatnot, but like they're technically free after you use it. You just rinse it off, peel the logo off. But like, use glass, you know, avoid plastics, avoid Teflon, avoid cookware that has all these added things on it, and just try to eat as natural as possible. The other hack with that is when you do that, it makes getting lean effortless, because all of these ultra processed foods with added sugars and oils and dyes and seed oils and all these things, for one, they trick your brain and they make you addicted, but two, they're just loaded with calories. So like, most people are obese because they're drinking 700 to 1,000 calories of Coca-Cola or whatever. And so when you just think about, okay, today I'm gonna eat 2 to 3 meals. They're gonna have a protein, a carbohydrate like rice or jasmine sweet potato or jasmine rice, Japanese sweet potatoes or yellow potatoes. For, you know, that's carbohydrates. For your fats, you're gonna do like an avocado. You're gonna get fats from the beef if you're eating 85-15. But like, you break your meals down just into simple meals. And then you think like, when you eat those, you're satiated. So your brain's not tricked into like wanting more and becoming addicted. And then there's like this loop that's created, and you're mentally sharper, you feel better. So, you know, some of you guys watching are like, okay, Eric's going down a rabbit hole, like, you know, organic is BS, or all the stuff he's saying is BS, but it's like, do your research. Like, is that food actually food when you're pulling through the fast food, you know, McDonald's or Burger King? Or like, who's cooking that food? How is it prepped? Where is it coming from? Like, this is the only body you will ever get. You have to take care of it. So instead of spending your money on all this BS, and people got $700,000 car payments, all these things, and then they're like going cheap on the food and eating like ramen noodles or ramen noodles and SpaghettiOs and pizza rolls and all this stuff. It's like, dude, that's why you don't feel good. That's why your skin's not right. That's why, you know, you have all this brain fog. It's because of what you're putting in your body. So start eating simple, nutrient dense whole foods. I can't say it enough. So the same way my training philosophy is simple, so is my diet. So I'm gonna get to cooking this. I just went on probably like a 10-minute rant. If you guys are still around, this is how I cook. All right, so we got the stove set on like 8 or medium high, and then I'm just gonna do a cap full of avocado oil. I've probably let the pan get a little bit too hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down. So the only 2 oils that I cook with are gonna be coconut oil or avocado. I used to cook with coconut oil a lot, but I'm not a big fan of the taste on the foods. So we just do avocado oil. And then I just take these, just kind of cut them in pieces. And once I get them inside of the pan, I'll start mashing them around. We'll take the onions and kind of shake them up. And the goal with these is just to kind of saute them. You don't want to like burn them, because I'm going to cook them with that for more flavor. So we'll throw these in here. Then, like I said, once they're in, I'll just start kind of chopping them up. All right, so we got the chicken sausage in. This is a ton of onions, so what I'll probably do is just push some to the side and then scrape those out, and then I'll add the rice on top. So the rice is already cooked, but I'll just heat it up inside of the oil inside of the pan for the extra flavor, and that's pretty much the meal. There's also a little bit of bell peppers. I'm not worried about that. I would say it's probably 150 grams of rice. And then I will let this cook for probably a minute or 2, let it heat up. If you let it cook too long, it'll start burning to the pan, and that's where you just want to control your heat. Here is the meal, if it'll be in focus. We have, once again, just simply chicken sausage, sauteed onions, and then jasmine rice. I'm about to eat this, and then I'm gonna start working on editing this video to try to get it up today. But end of the day, man, thank you guys so much for commenting, liking, supporting the channel. It means a lot. I've been making content for like 7 years, very, very inconsistently. Honestly, the last 6 months has been the most I've like uploaded. I don't think I've missed like a week yet, but end of the day, man, my channel wouldn't be growing if it wasn't for you guys. So if you're enjoying the content, best way to let me know is by leaving a comment and then, sharing what you want to see more of. And then I'll try my best to try to make those videos. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing this to inspire people, to bring value and show you that fitness does not have to be complicated. If you are looking in the mirror at yourself, like right now today, and you're unhappy with what you see, you can change. But just remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to take action.